Okay, you guys, it is a Saturday door knocking session with your boy Brandon. I just wanted to make a quick little video. Yes, I'm out here door knocking. Yes, we're getting into it. We're back on the grind. Last weekend there was little snow, and I decided to just call it a weekend. I needed some time to recuperate, but anyways, I don't know if you had seen my other videos, but I had the absolute pleasure and honor to be in the same room with Morby and a bunch of other people that are just absolutely killing it when it comes to real estate, subject to seller financing, deal sourcing, fixing and flipping. I mean, it was all there. There was like over 150 people in that room. It was crazy. And man, I wish I would have had I don't have my notebook with me, but I took some. I mean, he was dropping knowledge bombs. He really was. He was talking about how to build a community. He was talking about, some of the deals that he's done. He was talking about like his classic finding the bunnies. He kind of like talked about like, hey, how do I get into the seller's shoes, right? How do I do these crazy deals with people? Where I do 0 down, 0 interest, 0 payments, right? All this cool stuff. He was talking about a plane that he just did that with, and it just blew my mind because it's not. And I could be wrong. Pace Morby, feel free to jump into my comments. But I could be wrong here. But I don't think it's a technique, you guys. I don't think it's a hack. I don't think it's a sales script. He's genuinely, honestly wanting to get to know the person and their situation. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to know anything. Like, I need a name and an address. I don't know anything about the house or whatever, right? He talked about pivoting from people when they said, oh yeah, no, I don't want to sell. If you call landlords, they're like, oh no. And then he said, oh, okay, no problem. Are you buying right now? Like, he immediately just continues the flow, right? So, and then when it comes to building a community, it's just like, hey man, it's not a course. You're not teaching people something. You're changing the way they live their lives, right? You need to be that person that is like their go-to, right? Not like a coaching, not a program, not somebody they see once a month or whatever for a fee. It's literally, you need to create a mindset shift in people. And that's kind of what Pace Morby's done with subject to and seller financing. He's really just pushing the envelope and bringing this, which he didn't create any of that stuff. That's all been around, but he's really bringing new light to it. And it was really, really amazing just to kind of hear that guy speak. And one of the things I noticed subconsciously that, he didn't talk about, but I noticed, is that he tells a lot of stories. And I was, because sometimes, I didn't have a very good dad growing up. And he used to say, don't do as I do as I say, which is terrible advice, right? I saw what he did. And then, of course, as a young kid, you want to mimic those things, right? You mimic, monkey see, monkey do, right? Anyways, but with people who are successful, people who are achieving at the highest level, it's the complete opposite. Obviously listen to what they say, but it's also more important to see what they're doing. Like, what are they doing different, right? Because they may not even know, and I'm sure Pace knows, but he's a storyteller, right? And I'm just like, oh man, telling stories. How do people resonate with that, right? Like, you're sitting in somebody's living room and you're telling a story, right? Or you're listening to their story. Everybody has a story. Everybody wants to be heard. And I was just thinking to myself, wow. And I'm not a religious guy, so please don't go there with me. But, I can think of like so many examples. One of them happens to be like, if you believe in Jesus Christ or Muhammad or Buddha or whoever, right? All of them told stories, right? They all had parables, right? They had sayings, right? That's why we all like quotes so much, right? Because it's wisdom compacted into a small little like a quip, right? And that's kind of what it is with stories, right? People love hearing stories. So being a good storyteller, and that's a skill that I don't know if I have. I need to work on that. I need to check myself. But I think that's something that people really like about him that maybe he doesn't even know to tell people, or maybe he does and I haven't seen it in a video. But I'm just like, wow, that's really interesting. That's a really good thing to notice, because he likes to tell stories. So there's just like on and on and on I could go. I got to go to my first door here, you guys. But I'm just like thinking on and on and on, like who is this person? What is the skill that he brings to the table that people love so much? And you know, I mean, obviously he's a nice guy, he's a go-giver, this, that, and the other, all that cool stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, what does he do and what is he saying? Like, how is he different, right? I mean, he's just a human like us. Like, how do we emulate what he's doing? How do we emulate these people that are uber successful, right? So anyway, it's just a lot of introspection. In fact, honestly, I was so impressed, and I'm not a Sub2 member. I have not paid him any money whatsoever. I went and bought his book. I think it's Wealth Without Cash, and I've known of it, and I don't typically do that. I don't typically just go buy people's books. I really don't. But just meeting him in person was really kind of inspiring, and I was like, you know what? I know I've watched a bunch of his videos on YouTube, and you know, I was just like, you know, I want more. I want it in condensed. Like, I want it condensed and specific. Like, what about this? You know, what about this thing? You know, tell me more. And anyway, so I bought his book, and I can't wait to read it. I'll maybe do some opinions and some thoughts about, you know, like what do I think, and like maybe chapter by chapter. If you guys are interested, right? If you guys are interested, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, I got to get to this first door. Just wanted to, you know, say, hey, it was really cool meeting Pace. I mean, I was only in the room for like an hour and a half with him, and I learned a bunch. So really, really cool. All right, thank you guys. Peace.